You know, I think our issues are, we're still on a learning curve in this trek to go from being a zone team to being a man-to-man team. So we do have some slip-ups in technique, and we have some slip-ups in focus, but those are all to be expected when you're making this kind of move. What I like is I like the hard work, I like the effort. I just don't want us to feel like we have to be behind in order to play hard and play well.
Craig, I know you've addressed it at different points this year, but the best start in decades or whatever it is there still a feeling that, even with that start, you've talked about that there's still a long way to go and not arrived yet. And so that's what we've seen a little bit so far.
Yeah, absolutely. And the really interesting thing about our start is the expectations didn't take, I mean, the expectations of us being Pac-12 champions has been quick. It's a process. This is a long process, and so that's one thing. But I don't want to. What I don't want to do is I don't want to diminish our fans' hopes. So rightfully so, they can be as excited as they want to be. In our locker room, what we have to do is address the expectations with focus and with work. And that's part of the learning process. I mean, this time last year, we had won our first two Pac-10 games after having an not abysmal, but a less than stellar non-conference. And then we went on to have a really rough year. So what we're trying to learn how to do is be expected to do well and then carry through and do well.
Craig, what do you attribute the most to the slow starts in both the games?
Yeah, we're still trying to figure it out, but I have to take blame for it because like I said, this is uncharted territory for our guys, and what I suspect, because this is what I see on film, is that we're a little too hesitant when we start the game out. We're trying not to make mistakes as opposed to trying to be proactive. And I can see it in the play of the first few plays of the game, offensively and defensively. And I have to do a better job in getting these guys to loosen up a bit. And what Beaver Nation needs to know and what the fans need to know about expectations on young men is that they feel it. Even though they won't say they feel it, they feel it. They feel the pressure to do well for more than just themselves. They've got a whole nation of Beaver fans relying on them. So I can understand the little bit of the hesitancy. So I have to do a better job of getting them ready right at the beginning of the game.
Last week, a lot of the guys talked about playing with confidence and that helped them out. How much more confidence do they have playing at home?
Well, I think everybody has more confidence playing at home. I mean, and especially in a year like this when it's very close in records and the league is wide open. So you need any little edge you can get, and being at home gives us an edge, and hopefully it'll give us an edge on both Thursday and Saturday.
Last weekend, a couple of particular guys kind of killed you, like Modem and Rogan. How do you kind of make adjustments, especially with Crab and those guys? Yeah,
well, it was good. It was sort of a good dress rehearsal, and these games were the first games this season. Not the first games, because we had a couple of neutral site games, but where you're playing away and you have to focus on the other team's number one option and do well on them. And if you don't, the chances of winning are lessened. So again, it gets back to our focus, our learning curve on the techniques of playing man-to-man defense and how to shut down other teams. When we were a zone team, we were very good at focusing on the other team's best player. We have to be that way when we're playing man as well.
When you look at film and Cal,